Hey guys, welcome to the Bay. Stingray Nation is ready for this 14th matchup between the two, Mandarin and AC. I'm Ben Ward, play-by-play announcer, joined here by Corsen Edwards and Kamari Tomaseo here in the booth. We're getting ready, guys. I mean, this is two 1-0 teams getting ready to face off each other. Getting ready for the coin toss right now. Student section is energetic again. There's also some Mandarin, a little bit shorter length in the AC student section, but Mandarin has some kids out here, some students here ready to join us. Both these teams are ready to play, though. Like I said, trying to defend 1-0 season schedules. We're going to hear from Coach Bentley in a little bit here. I shortly spoke with him before the game, and he talked about kind of just his mindset and what he was thinking coming into this game. Of course, playing a star-studded Mandarin team who made it to the state championship last year, and he said, "I've coached and mentored players from both teams. It's kind of a full circle moment to be here watching them all on one field. I'm thankful to be in the position I am in. In regards to the game, well, it's my birthday week, and I'm a sore loser. Ultimately, I want the boys to have a great time and have fun. I'm ready to shock the city." So, little early happy birthday to Coach Bentley there, linebackers coach. You can see him consulting his players there on the bench, just trying to give good energy, good positive energy before this game as we get set. And we're about to send it over to Noah Prudencio there in the student section. Looks to be ready. He's holding the mic over there. They're getting a little picture there. As you can see, the sea of black in a themed blackout game here for this rivalry.
Now, I'm Noah Prudencio. We're in the AC student section right now. We're pretty packed.
Down there
as you
in
can
the
see,
student section.
we're ready to beat these ponies, right, Ian?
Yeah, let's beat
right,
these
Ian?
ponies.
Let's get.
Yeah, we thank you, Noah, for that little student section behind the scenes there, getting some sights and sounds from Stingray section. As Corsen, it's our second game of the season. We didn't see, a lot of great things. Not a lot of bad things though either from the Stingrays, and what was certainly a slugfest from both teams. A low-scoring game, but ultimately the Stingrays came out with the win. What are you looking for in this game? What are you looking forward to? What is exciting you about this game?
Well, obviously, as y'all know, it is a heated rivalry between the Stingrays and the Mustangs. And obviously, we know Mandarin, a really good, skillful team here. Multiple star players and a really well-rounded team. And the Stingrays, who often just came back off a rebuild. And so they're looking to show what they're about and, like we said earlier, shock the city. So the one thing I'm looking for a great game in this rivalry game. I hope each team plays really hard and both put up a fight here for a good game on this Friday evening.
Yes, for sure. And you can see that black flag raising as we look at the Mandarin group who, well, they have about 6 D1 commits for this year's squad, and former coach Mike Montemayor as well on the coaching staff for Mandarin. Interesting change. Former Atlantic Coast head coach, coached the Stingrays last in 2022. Went 0-10 his final year here at Atlantic Coast and decided to make the switch over to Mandarin, but he has certainly had success with this Mustang squad who went to the state championship game last year. Lost to Columbus, 38-19 in that game. But again, a run like that for a Duval County school is just like Mandarin. Mandarin has been the team to be here in Northeast Florida. As you see the Mustangs run out here. And boos coming from the sea of black, we'll call it here tonight for you guys at home watching. The sea of black does mean the senior section. By that I mean as both bands are here as well. And there come the Stingrays of Atlantic Coast waving that black AC flag. And of course, there's the American flag for the United States. Coach Steph Durham looking to secure his 6th ever win here at Atlantic Coast for his Stingray career. And this little background on these two teams, 14th matchup between the two. Mandarin is 9-4 all time against Atlantic Coast. And, of course, we go all the way back to 2011. These two teams faced off. Atlantic Coast won that game 32-30. And Atlantic Coast, their last win against Mandarin came in 2021 in a game that came down to a game-winning field goal kick in the pouring rain. I personally, I was at that game along with Corsen and Kamari. We were all three at that game. Pouring rain, late at night. It was a great experience. I was a freshman here at Atlantic Coast. It was pretty fun, pretty crazy to see. Also, you know, Atlantic Coast get their first win that year, their first win against Mandarin in 4 years. So it was a huge win for Atlantic Coast's program. As we are about to get set here in the Bay. Mandarin wearing the all-white, AC of course in the all-black, with swag surfing in the background by DJ Oates, aka DeJounte Oates, who DJ'd last game. He's also a former baseball player and football player for the Stingrays. As we are about to get set here.
Kicking off for the Mustangs, number 24, Dion Winstead. Back deep for the Rays, number 1, Tony Green.
A little bit of a buffer there. Officials making sure everything is looking good. Of course, we got a huge crowd. Got to make sure, you know, everyone gets in. Got to make sure everyone's safe here. Isn't that right, Corsen?
That is correct.
We don't want anything to get out of hand here. This rivalry matchup, but you
We have a
know,
lot of people here at the Bay tonight.
we got a crowd here as Dion Winstead gets us to start off here, and whistles blow already for this kickoff. And let's see what's going on here. Possibly,
Too many men on the field.
not too sure. Official there pointing at Dante Perry to run off the field there, number 5 for Mandarin. It looks like now we are finally ready to start off the kickoff for this game, and officials also asking Malachi Ross to come off the field. Now Corey Matthews will enter the game for the Stingrays here on the kickoff. Interesting to start here, but here we go. Once again here at the Bay, Dion Winstead gets us to start off here. The Mandarin Mustangs kick it off. This ball runs into each other already. The ball is on the field looking to corral it. Already a fumble early. And the Mandarin Mustangs come up with the football on the opening kickoff. Already a turnover. And 2 Stingrays run into each other on the opening kickoff, and that is not the start you wanted.
And as you can see there, just basic communication issue there. You saw, like Ben said, 2 Stingrays just bumped into each other and they muffed the opening kickoff. So just another thing that goes to show basic communication actually goes a long way, and this is a rough start for the Stingrays.
Yeah, early miscommunication is not what you want to see as a coach, and we saw a lot of that last game, miscommunication that first half against Terry Parker. It was not beneficial at all, as the Mandarin offense will take the field. Quarterback Tramell Jones getting his first drive, going to start here already inside the 30 of the Stingrays. Tramell Jones, a 4-star quarterback. He's committed to Florida State University. Let's see what the call here is.
Manor will be moved back.
Looked like a legal substitution, and that'll push him back about 5 yards to the 30, which is where they will start their first drive. And we get set. So again, like I said, Tramell Jones, 4-star Florida State commit. He was voted on the Elite 11, which Carson Beck was also a part of, former Mandarin quarterback, who now, of course, plays at Georgia. And interesting fact, Mandarin is the only high school in Northeast Florida to have 2 Elite 11 finalists. So big accolade for this Mandarin program, who's been dominant in most recent years. Tramell Jones goes deep already to Jamie Frrench, and that is going to be caught for a touchdown. The first play of the game, Jamie Frrench, newly committed to Texas, and he scores a touchdown the first play of the game as flags go flying. That's most likely going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. But Jamie Frrench, a lot of bread in that basket there. Jones drops it right for Frrench there. Corsen, first play of the game, touchdown.
I mean, that goes to show how talented this Mandarin offense is. I mean, you see that just with ease. Tramell Jones steps back in the pocket, and then Jamie Frrench sees the ball, and he just perfectly executed play right there. Smooth, accurate. You really can't get much better than that.
You can't. Perfect throw by Jones, and might be seeing glimpses of the next great Florida State quarterback and also the next great wide receiver, possibly in the nation. Jamie Frrench, like I said, newly committed to Texas today on his mom's birthday. He's a 5-star Adidas All-American and ranked on Rivals.com number 16 overall in the nation for high school wide receivers. And it looks like Mandarin will be going for 2 here. Of course, you know, they are expected to win this game. You know, they have everything right on paper against AC in this matchup. So just trying to maybe test some things out against an AC team who, again, like I said, on paper, they are supposed to be in this game, but you never know in high school football. Anything could happen. We'll see what the official here talking to head coach Step Durham before this 2-point conversion. So like I said, Mandarin won this last matchup between the two last year 30-0. That was AC's first loss of the season. Both teams came into that game 3-0. And Atlantic Coast lost on a shutout game at Mandarin. This Mandarin team did not lose a lot of pieces. They just got better, as looks like that flag, the unsportsmanlike conduct flag, is going to push Mandarin out of that 2-point conversion zone, so they will kick for the extra point here. With Dion Winstead to kick the PAT. And we got another flag here. Looks like a false start on the Mustangs. A lot of early flags here. And Corsen, like you said, miscommunication for the Stingrays early. You know, you start the game off, opening kickoff a muff because 2 players ran into each other. That's not the start you want to see from either side in any game.
Most definitely not the start. And we know the Stingrays last week against Terry Parker suffered majorly with the penalties, lost lots of yards there. And so just crucial, easy mistakes. And there's another flag on the play.
Another flag. Let's see what this call is. And it's going to be another false start. Not too sure what's happening right now. That's now 3 straight flags on the Mustangs. Keep pushing them back. So this PAT is going to be kicked from the 35-yard line. This would go as a 45-yard kick for now. Looks like newly in at the kicker position. And this one is going to be denied and blocked in. Could be taken. Darnell Malpress came up with the ball. And it's going to just be ruled dead there. So newly in the game, kicking, João Francesco kicked that ball away, and it looked like it was just a low kick and deflected by the Stingrays. So extra point, no good, and it's going to stay 6-0 here. Mustangs, after a 30-yard touchdown pass from Tramell Jones to Jamie Frrench to start the game off. And, you know, I want to ask you, Corsen, you know, what are some key players you're looking for, not on the Mandarin side, because, you know, there's a lot of big names over there, but who do you want to see stand out from the Stingrays here tonight?
I mean, last week we talked about him a lot, really heavily. Jordan Bell ran for 169 yards, and man, he was electric with multiple big chunk plays. Also, Corey Matthews, really talented player, wears number 0, middle linebacker. Just some of these key players that can really change the energy here on the Stingrays and potentially shift the game for them, I feel like.
Most definitely, yeah, Jordan Bell. You know, speaking of him, last game had a huge performance, and, you know, he's been the anchor for this Atlantic Coast offense. He has been definitely stepping up to the role that he wanted to. He had 169 rushing yards last week against Terry Parker, and like we said, Step Durham looking for his 6th win overall here at Atlantic Coast. He started his season off 1-0. So a good start, but again, on paper, this Mandarin team is looking to quote-unquote destroy, as you know, predictions were not looking too pretty for the Stingrays. But again, the heart of this Atlantic Coast team was showed last week. They can fight with anybody if they show true resiliency, and of course, like those mental mistakes on the miscommunication side, as the first drive gets set here. Redding handoff to Bell at the middle. Not too much of a gain there. As like I was saying, you know, this Stingray team did not give up last week against Terry Parker. Had a lot of miscommunication errors and mental mistakes in the first half, like you mentioned, Corsen. And they never gave up. They fought back. Jordan Bell scored the only touchdown of the game. Ian Santos kicked that 35-yarder to put the Stingrays on the board, and they ended up winning that game. So, you know, they can compete with anybody if they just play clean football and show the heart and show the fight that they want to. As Redding here on the 2nd and 10 gets the carry himself, will take it up for a short gain there to about, it looks like the 24-yard line. 23-yard line is going to be placed at.
Pick up a 3, 3rd down.
So pick up a 3 here, 3rd and 7 coming up for Atlantic Coast. Ethan Redding in that triangle formation. This is the formation Stingrays went with a lot last week, as Bell gets the carry up the middle. Good hard runs. Going to get another short gain. That'll be short of a 1st down, however.
Carry by number 6, Bell. Tackle by number 16.
And the special teams will come on the field here for the Stingrays, and a forced punt on the first drive of the game for this Mustang defense. And we want to mention, speaking of Mustang defense, there's a couple of players on this roster. Of course, and you know them really well. Hylton Stubbs, a.k.a. Drake Stubbs, free safety. He's a 5-star consensus All-American committed to Miami. He's going to be looking to make some big plays in this game. And, you know, Corsen knows it. Florida fan up here in the booth, you know. We got a big game tomorrow, Corsen.
Big game. In the swamp, you know, should be electric. Can't wait. Big day for college football tomorrow. Everybody's excited. New college football season, interesting changes. Of course, conference realignment. You got the 12-team college football playoff. As London McIver punts that one, about a 20-yard punt, and the Mustangs will take over again in the Stingray territory at about the 47-yard line of the Stingrays. So now back to the offensive side for the Mustangs. We'll see what they can do. There's number 11 there, Brysen Wright, coming towards your screen. That is a freshman that's 6'3" and 202 pounds. He is most definitely getting the attention of many college coaches, as offers from Miami, Florida, Georgia, and Florida State here. As handoff here, looks like Winstead getting off to the outside. Good gain to be short of a 1st down. Good carry, though, to start the drive. So, like I said, Brysen Wright, he's only a freshman. He also plays basketball. And last game against Creekside, 69 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns in his first ever varsity game. What a performance by him. Corsen, we weren't there, but
Does that not sound impressive to you?
I mean, coming in as a freshman and you're playing at the varsity level. I mean, he's playing with some of the best people, going to some of the top schools in the country. I mean, if that doesn't ring a bell and just show you what kind of player he is, I don't know what does.
Most definitely there, and that was a little screen pass out to Ethan Sherman there for a good gain for a first down. Got out to about the 20-yard line, and another flag here. And it looks like it's going to be on the Mustangs here. It's like a hold on Mandarin. Looks like a hold on number 11, Brysen Wright, who we were just mentioning. So that'll push the Mustangs back, and it'll be another second down here.
And, you know, we can't emphasize enough how crucial penalties are. I mean, for the Mandarin offense, this is already the 4th penalty. You saw previously on their last drive, they took 3 penalties in a row, pushing them back for the extra point. And, yeah, it's easy yards here and just simple mistakes that cost a lot here in the end.
Most definitely. A lot of flags early on in this one. This will push them back 10 yards for 2nd and 14 at about the 49-yard line. Snap to Jones, drops back. Got pressure coming from his right, throws it down the field, and a wide open Jamie Frrench showed him the shoe bottoms.
And
But
there's
a flag is down.
Flag. Looks like a holding call on the Mustangs.
And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a holding call here on the Mustangs. So back-to-back penalties on the holding side of things. We'll push it back even farther back in their own territory. And this will be a 2nd and 24 coming up for Mandarin. So now 24 yards to gain for a first down. Mandarin back now all the way back at their 39-yard line, looks like. And again, Corsen, I think this is good for Atlantic Coast. They have a chance to get a stop here and get the ball back and hold Mandarin from scoring.
We saw how Atlantic Coast's defense played last week. 4 turnovers themselves, and this is great field position here for the Stingrays.
Most definitely. 2nd and long. Jones, snap, and Winstead up the middle. Great tackle there. The Stingrays hold them to only a couple yards. Jordan Clark on the tackle makes a good play. Malpress as well on the play. It's going to be a short gain up to about the 42-yard line. So 3rd and 21 coming up for the Mustangs, and a chance for the Stingrays to get a stop. Jones drops back to throw. Up the middle, going to take off, try and run, and tackle down. The Stingrays get to him. Flag is out. But Cam Murphy on the stop. Jones tried to take off and scramble with it, but the Stingrays able to bring Jones down. And it looks like flag is going to be on the Stingrays. Could have possibly been a sideline warning after the play, but it will still be 4th down for the Mustangs. Looks like they're going to punt this one away. So how about this, Corsen? A stop early for the Stingray defense.
And no, this is what you like early. This just brings really good energy and can really change the game here.
It looks like there's no returner for the Stingrays. Winstead punts it down. It's going to take a Mandarin roll inside the 10, and it's going to be in the end zone for a touchback. As another flag comes out. And official on the sideline pointed towards the Stingrays sideline, so we'll see what this call is. But, of course, another miscommunication. There was no one back there to return that punt.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, as you saw, really returnable punt. Had lots of yards there and could have possibly put the Stingrays in really good field position. But again, those little miscommunication calls are really costly there. But luckily for the Stingrays, it did roll into the end zone, but it was really risky play there.
Yeah, it could have had a good gain, possibly a good return, but there was a touchback, so they'll start this one at, looks like the 15-yard line here on the Stingrays' second offensive drive. As we were just about 5 minutes into this one, and already a lot of action through the fourth drive of the game from either side. Ethan Redding still out there for a quarterback for the Stingrays. Back in that triangle formation. From the 15, they start the drive. Jordan Bell, the handoff. Gets another tough run there for a short gain. Up to about the 18-yard line. Gain of 3 there on the carry. Like we mentioned, Jordan Bell has gotten every carry besides the Ethan Redding quarterback run. And Jordan Bell, like I said, he anchors this offense for the Stingrays. He won the ACHS Scholar Athlete of the Week award last week. Again, like we mentioned, after his 169 rushing yard performance against Terry Parker. As a 2nd and 7 coming up here for Atlantic Coast. Snap to Redding. Bell again on the carry. Gets some good blocks and another short gain. And Corsen, those chunk plays are going to work. If you keep getting them consistently, you're going to end up in your own territory at some point.
Yes, exactly. And that's all this is. If the Stingrays can just get these really small plays, they'll add up, and they could go a long way with this drive here.
Most definitely. Looks like it's going to be a first down pickup for Jordan Bell. That'll be the first down of the game for the Stingrays offense. So 1st and 10 here for the Stingrays. Bell gets another carry. Has some good blockers. Gets outside the edge. Stays on his feet. Jordan Bell. What a tough run by Bell. Brought down. Jordan Bell. Hard carry there. Broke off a couple of tacklers. And he just refuses to go down every carry.
And it looks like Coach Step Durham and the Stingers are looking for a flag there on that hard tackle to Jordan Bell. But
yeah, it looked like a horse collar possibly.
But like you said, Jordan Bell, really electric player. And this is just something you can't teach.
That most definitely the heart of Jordan Bell will never be questioned as he's going to run. As we get a look here at the Mandarin side of things. In terms of student sections there. Some of those signs not as nice. Of course, like I said, this is still a rivalry game between these two schools. Atlantic Coast likes to mention Mandarin as the school on Greenland Road. They refuse to say the name Mandarin.
2025 dance team. Captain Dominic Calhoun.
As a little bit of a turnout for the Mustang Stingray section there in all white.
Co-captain Dana Clavier. Social chair.
As this Mandarin defense trying to get the Stingrays off the field here after a 3-yard gain by Jordan Bell. Again, we want to mention another star player, standout player on this Mandarin defense, Jalen Lewis, who recently committed to FAU. And also won the 2024 200-meter state championship with a time of 21.2. So just a pure athlete there in Jalen Lewis, number 22. You'll certainly see in this game make some plays. As there you see the Stingray offense getting back onto the field after a short water break. And Ethan Redding will stay on the field for the Stingrays here. Stingrays loaded to the left with blockers. Bell will run it that way, and he tries to reverse field and will cut up the field, and the ball is out, and still not ruled down yet. We'll see what the call is. Looks like he's going to stay with the Stingrays there. Bell looked like he recovered it himself. But it'll be 3rd down for the Stingrays, trying to pick up a 1st down here on this drive. Corsen, what have you liked on this drive, though, for the Stingrays?
Definitely really composed here. As you can see, Jordan Bell just doing his job. All he's got to do is just run the ball, cool and compose. And he's doing really well so far early in the first quarter here.
Most definitely a lot cleaner drive than the first one, and obviously a lot cleaner than the opening kickoff. with the that mental error, but still a very long ways to go in this game. A lot of time to clean that kind of stuff up. As the Stingrays will take over here on a 3rd and 7, and back in their own territory at about the 28-yard line. Reading man in motion. Jeremiah Evans comes over, flips it. Good run for the Stingrays. They try to get the edge there. Aiden Amaya was not able to pick up the first down yardage, though, and that will send off the special teams for the Stingrays. So like we just mentioned, Corsen, despite you know, the turnover on downs here and the punt, you know, they picked up a first down against one of the best defenses in the city. What does that say about this Atlantic Coast team and how Coach Stepp might approach this game later on? Or how aggressive he's going to be?
I think the Stingrays do actually have a chance here. If they just keep playing composed, I mean, it showed they've been able to stop Mandarin, and they've also been able to convert for first downs. And so I think it could really go a long way and really does show that the Stingrays have a chance here.
Most definitely. McIver will punt this one away. And a big hit after a fair catch. And that is most definitely going to be a flag there. Josiah Watkins called for the fair catch. This will definitely be a flag on the Stingrays there. A big.
We did talk about crucial mental plays as when the Stingrays did score. They chucked the ball in the air, and it costed costly penalties just like that on that kick. As you do see a fair catch, it's not the best interest to hit the player after that fair catch is called.
Yeah, most definitely another mental error that'll hopefully get cleaned up later on in this game, but Jones takes over again. Handoff. Foster gets a good gain there, just short of the first down.
Carried by number 23, Foster.
Foster in the backfield. Tramell Jones drops back, throws it up.
And caught by Brysen Wright, a touchdown. What a pass by Tramell Jones, and there goes the freshman, Brysen Wright. What a pass by Tramell Jones, and the Mustangs showing off those star players early on in this one. Second touchdown pass for Jones. And the 6'3" freshman gets his first touchdown of the game and his 3rd of the year.
And Ben, you said it yourself, freshman. This guy came in here. This is his first year, second game in high school football. And look at that, first touchdown of the day. And he's got a really bright future ahead of him.
A really bright future. Like we mentioned, the four D1 offers for Brysen Wright already as a freshman is pretty incredible. As the 2-point conversion, Frrench is going to throw it. And it looks like it dropped incomplete there, so they will not get the 2 points, and it's going to stay 12-0. Mustangs lead it in this first quarter. And Tramell Jones, 2 touchdown passes already. That one right just burned the entire secondary of the Stingrays for an easy teardrop pass by Jones. And like we said, that secondary for the Stingers is going to have to step up big time against this receiving core from Mandarin. It's fast, explosive. It's what you would see from almost a college-level offense.
Most definitely. And when you have weapons like Jamie Frrench and Wright, you know, this is where you got to step up your game, and you really got to play the best and, you know, show everyone what you got here. You know their weapons, and you know they're quick. But I'm really looking to see if they adjust to that and how well they really play against this Mandarin offense.
For sure.
Thank you for your sponsorship.
And Tramell Jones had a big game last week against Creekside in a 44-point win. Threw for 297 yards and 3 touchdowns. looking to head to Tallahassee next year for the Seminoles and play for Coach Mike Norvell.
For the Mustangs, number 31, João Francesco.
Now João Francesco will kick this one away back to the Stingrays. Going to be returned here. Kwame Green will take it from about the 15. Kwame Green has a good block down the sideline. Kwame Green's on his feet. Kwame Green goes down near the 45-yard line. What a return by Green, and that'll excite this Stingray offense along with the Sea of Black, a.k.a. the Stingray section. Great return by Kwame Green. As you see our band there, starting to play some tunes. Try to get some energy here from this Atlantic Coast team who needs it most desperately right now. Try to get some momentum here on offense as they'll start this drive at about the 44-yard line. Great field position to start this drive off. Ethan Redding at quarterback. Bell joins him in the backfield. Good snap, Bell, and he's going to be brought down for no gain right near the line of scrimmage.
Loose ball, recovered by the Mustangs.
And looks like a fumble. That was recovered by Mandarin. Wow.
Tackled by number 91.
Short drive already. And that ball was recovered by Brian Harris of the Mustangs. And speaking of Harris, he's also another Division I commit. Brian Harris committed to Maryland, the defensive lineman. Headed off to play for the Terrapins. So Mandarin will take over once again on offense after the first turnover of the game for the Stingrays, despite the opening kickoff blunder. But Tramell Jones will take over. And they fakes the handoff. Tramell Jones fumbles the football. It's on the ground, up for grabs, and recovered. Austin Candler on the recovery for the Mustangs. Wow, almost a disastrous play. And now the quarterback, Tramell Jones, is down on the ground, and he is hobbling. And he looks like he cannot put pressure on that foot.
If Tramell does go out, this will be a crucial loss for Mandarin here. As you can see, he is in a lot of pain here. Could hardly even hobble off until he fell down. And this guy really puts a spark into the offense, and he is just someone that comes with a lot of talent that you can't even teach or coach. He is one heck of a player.
Most definitely. This would be a huge loss. Both medical staffs out there on the field.
Only hobbled about a yard or two before he fell down. This does not look good. As you can see, the Mandarin Mustangs all taking a knee for their beloved quarterback here. But again, this would be a terrible loss for the Stingrays.
Yeah, and you can see the reaction from a couple of those Mandarin linemen, just how much Tramell Jones means to this football team. He's the front center of the offense, makes everything go, and it'll be interesting to see if Jones will return to this game or not. There's a little bit of a weird play. Kind of just dropped the football as he was stepping back to throw, as he's up and hobbling off on his own. He's not putting pressure, though, on that left foot. So he will head to the sideline with his helmet off. And that is a huge loss for the Mustangs if he cannot return to this game. So Mandarin's offense will stay on the field after the recovery by Candler. And backup quarterback for the Mustangs, Knox Annis, a freshman stepping into the game at the helm of the offense for the Mustangs. And movement on the line. We'll see who it was first. And it looks like it's going to be on the Mustangs there. False start, pushing back 5. So, of course, you have a freshman quarterback coming into the game. What do you think the mindset of is this freshman quarterback coming in?
Man, dude.
Taking over in the first quarter.
It's really hard to tell. I mean, you have a really talented Mandarin offense coming in against your rival here. And so I could just feel the nerves for this guy as he does want to do his best, but all he has to do is just be composed.
Rolling out there. That's going to be a hold, it looks like, on the Mustangs as the flag comes in.
And so obviously being in a new environment as a freshman quarterback, coming in off very little playing time as, star quarterback Tramell Jones has been playing, it might take a second for him to get in his groove, but this could be a really good moment for him to capitalize right here.
Most definitely. And again, you can't fret coming into an offense like this. You got to take over. You got to live up to the expectation, because now, you're at the helm of a huge program of Mandarin, and I want to mention Mandarin has won the state championship 18 times in program history, as well as winning the regional championship 2 times. So again, a huge loss for the program if Tramell Jones cannot return to this game. And frankly, I would not return him if he's not cleared in this game. Of course, like I said, Mandarin's supposed to win on paper against the Stingray team. We've got a bunch of new players and, of course, a freshly new coaching staff, but we'll see what happens later in this game. If it ends up being close, this is a big opportunity for the Stingers to take advantage of a newly put in starting quarterback and, a freshman. So
yeah, exactly.
We'll
and
see what transpires here.
We did talk about previously the Stingrays' defense has been really good here. And so, with the freshman quarterback coming in, the Stingrays do have the advantage here to step up and possibly turn this game around.
Most definitely. So Annis on a 2nd and 34. Takes the snap, rolling to his right, throws on the run, and open. There's Wright on the sideline. Brought down, good tackle, Jabari McMillan. And that'll go for a short gain. It's going to be 3rd and very long for the Mustangs coming up. So Atlantic Coast, another opportunity to get a stop here and get the ball back. As whistles blow here before the play. See what that call is. Flag down in the secondary of Atlantic Coast. Looks like just a left flag by one of the referees, so it will not be a flag on anybody as we play on. 3rd and 28 for the Mustangs here. Annis takes the snap. Drops back, pressure coming, Malpress on the pressure, and there goes down Annis. Big sack by Isaiah Jackson. Flag on the play, though. We'll see what the call is. Great pass rush by Atlantic Coast. It was Malpress and Jackson to finish it off. And a face mask on the Stingrays, and a detrimental flag there. Would have been a 4th down stop for the Stingrays, but that'll move the Mustangs up. Not sure if it's going to be an automatic first. It's not going to be an automatic first, but it will move them up about 10 yards.
And, we did talk about stepping up. The Stingrays' defense has definitely stepped up. And, even though there was a flag on that play, you saw how quickly the Stingrays swarmed the freshman quarterback.
Yes, most definitely. This Stingray defense is not going to go away in this game. And now knowing that they have a freshman quarterback under center, they want to take advantage of it. Annis dropping back, throws on the run. Jamie Frrench, and almost came down with it. Great play and coverage by Jabari McMillan. Jabari McMillan, great defense there on Frrench, who's unable to come down with it. And that will mean that the Mustang punt team will come out. So another stop for the Stingray defense. They will get the ball back here.
4th down, Mustang.
Winstead back to punt. It's high. It's a good punt. And it'll get another Mandarin roll there. Rolling inside the 35. That'll be grounded. They're about the 23. So about 15 seconds left here in this first quarter.
Ball will be spotted.
The Stingrays
on the 21-yard line.
take over at the 21-yard line.
First and 10.
Man in motion. And Redding going to keep it himself. Has a lane. Ethan Redding has a first down. Good run by Ethan Redding there to pick up the first. It looks like he will have enough there. That'll move the chains.
5, Ethan Redding.
So Atlantic Coast leading with a little bit of momentum here towards the end of this first quarter.
And how about that decision from Redding? You know, he had the opportunity to toss it back, but he did keep it, and he gave the Stingers a good gain there for a first down.
Yeah, for sure. Ethan Redding trying to develop this young kid at the quarterback position. A dual threat quarterback. Only threw the ball one time last week. But had some very good runs, and you know, he's able to hand the ball off well as well. Man in motion, that's Green. Hand off to Bell, and Bell is wrapped up in the backfield. A great play there. Devon Ray with the tackle for the Mustangs. That'll be a loss of a couple there, and that will conclude the first quarter here at the Bay. Mandarin versus AC. It is only 12-0 though. This Mustang team.
From your Coach Stingray scoreboard, Stingray Bay. Mandarin Mustang 12, and Coach Stingray 0.
So the Stingrays down by 12 here, and not bad for, well, a team that was predicted to lose 52-6 by News4Jax predictions, or Sports4Jax to be more specific. But again, a big loss. Corsen, like you mentioned, how important Tramell Jones is to this football team. Went down with what looked like a left foot injury. Went to the sideline, hobbled off, and we are not sure if he will return to this game. But freshman quarterback now under center for the Mustangs. Is this an opportunity for the Stingrays to take advantage and potentially make this game closer than everyone thought it was going to be?
Yes, exactly. And although the loss of Tramell Jones is really crucial for this Mandarin offense, they still have the skill and the ability to keep pushing forward, and I think they can make that happen with the freshman quarterback here.
Most definitely, as Atlantic Coast, after the loss of about three or 4 yards by Jordan Bell, will take Stingers to a 2nd and 13. Redding on the field again. And looks like some more miscommunication from the sideline and the Stingrays, and they are forced to use a timeout here out of the gate to start the quarter off. Not what you want to see to start a quarter.
And you would think that with the end of the quarter, they'd have time to, you know, talk together and get something down, but unfortunately they couldn't pull it off, and they're forced to use one timeout that also could be really crucial at the start of the first quarter here. So not a great start here for the Stingrays.
And most definitely there, you can see head coach Step Durham talking to his offense, just making sure everyone's on the right page. Because I think you kind of feel a little energy shift after that stop there on that last drive. This team has a chance now. They can feel, you know, this offense trying to form. But again, they're going to need some big plays on offense to try to get the ball moving. Of course, stops are going to have to come as well, obviously on the defensive side for the Stingrays. But like I said, momentum is starting to shift here. It feels like Student section is still packed for the Stingrays. So some confidence building here. You kind of can feel for Atlantic Coast. As Ethan Redding is still out there at quarterback. 3 receivers to his right. Good snap, hands off. Kwame Green makes a good move in the backfield, and he's met behind the line of scrimmage or just about, so no gain there from Atlantic Coast again, and it'll be another 3rd and long coming up for the Stingrays here. 3rd and 13 to be more specific. So here we go. 3rd and long. Redding still in there at quarterback. Kwame Green joins him in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left of Redding. On the near side of the screen, you can see those receivers. Redding going to look like he's going to take it himself, and that's just going to be no gain for Redding. He is met by 4 Mustangs behind the line of scrimmage, so that'll be a play that will take the special teams out for the Stingrays here. And Corsen, what do you think about that drive there? Short-lived.
Very short drive, like you just said, and not much happened. You know, Stingrays suffered from some miscommunication and some just utter sloppiness there. But, you know, I think they can definitely bounce back from that. You know, one drive doesn't define this football game, and they have a lot of time here. It is only 12-0, so the Stingrays are still well in this.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a long ways to go, but McIver out there, set to punt. Good snap. We'll boot it away. And muffs the punt there by the Mustangs, and down to the 35. That punt was muffed. Ethan Sherman. So that prevents a possible good return, and that'll put the Mustangs down at about the 35-yard line. 34, they'll call it.
And just as it was muffed, the Stingrays were looking for a penalty there. As you can see, one of the Stingrays pushed down from the back, looking for a potential block in the back call, but unfortunately wasn't called for the Stingrays, and so it'll be Mandarin's ball.
Yeah, potentially blocking the back call, not called by the officials. But still, back in their own territory, the Mustangs. Knox Annis still at quarterback. Handoff and track down there. Foster unable to break free. Great tackle there by Cottle. Trey Cottle. And a shout out to Trey Cottle, basketball player here at Atlantic Coast. That Corsen is my teammate, who I'll be playing with this season, hopefully.
That is your teammate. And so definitely, you know, basketball and football star. He's one heck of an athlete.
Most definitely. Annis gets hit as he throws. Boy, malpress on the rush. Hit Annis as he threw, and that'll be incomplete. And the Stingray pass rush has been phenomenal here since that first drive of the first quarter.
And honestly, a risky throw there by the freshman quarterback. Just threw it behind. Looked like he was going to Jamie Frrench there, but almost intercepted, just thrown behind.
Yeah, so here we go, 3rd and 8 coming up for the Mustangs. Annis, more pressure from the Stingrays, and look at this tackle, slinging him down. What a tackle, Desmond Malpress, pumping his chest. Do you feel me? Yes, we do. Atlantic Coast comes up with the stop. Desmond Malpress on the sack, slinging Annis down. What a play. Brother of Division I commit Darnell Malpress.
And this is just what the Stingrays defense needs. You know, after that first drive there, coming off honestly pretty sloppy, didn't get much yards there, and then you come out and you perform like that, the energy is just back up, and these Stingrays are fired up here.
Most definitely. Punt away from Winstead. That's a high punt booted away and almost hits a Stingray there, and the flag is down again on the Stingray sideline, but that'll be chopped down near the 26-yard line where the Stingrays will take over, as there is a Stingray down on the far side near where the punt was kicked. Looks like it's Craig Murphy who could possibly be down. Medical staff is looking at him now. All the way back at the 25. See what the call here is. And possibly could have been a sideline warning on the Stingrays once again. As there's the official talking to head coach Stepp, as Craig Murphy is up and looks to be okay, running to the sideline there on the far side. But official talking here to Coach Stepp Durham. That's about the 4th sideline warning the Stingrays have gotten in this game. Gotta be careful. Not too sure if it counts for yardage or not. Not too sure.
But definitely, these games do get heated and all, but you got to keep composed no matter what happens.
Most definitely.
Just can't let that happen. It's just a little error that, eventually could go a long way, but that's the Stingrays' about 3rd or 4th sideline warning in just the first half.
Most definitely. And it looks like this actually will push the Stingrays back for that penalty of the sideline warning. So just as we were talking about that, it's going to push the Stingrays back from the 24-yard line all the way back to about the 14. So that'll be a 10-yard penalty at the end of where that punt landed.
And that answered your question there, Ben.
Yep.
It does affect yardage, and with this being the Stingrays about 3rd or 4th, this is a good bit of yards that the Stingrays are losing here, and so it's just little mistakes that could definitely be fixed. Looks like Mandarin did call a timeout here.
Yeah, so timeout here on this drive. Atlantic Coast still looking for their first score of the game, down 12-0 here, but Tramell Jones still out on the sideline. He's starting Florida State commit quarterback for the Mandarin Mustangs. Has not returned to the game after going down with an apparent foot injury earlier in the first quarter. But here we go. Zane Tolley out for the Stingrays at quarterback position. This will be his first snap of the game. And a 1st and 10 from the 13. High snap to Tolley, handoff. And that's going to be chopped down there. Jordan Bell, not a lot of yards. Looks like he's going to be tackled behind line of scrimmage there.
Bell on carry. That first by number 40.
And so as you can see, coming into another drive here, the Stingrays haven't gotten much yards here. Manor defense has definitely stepped up. And Ben, what do you expect to see from this Manor defense for the second quarter here?
Well, I think, you see your starting quarterback go out with an injury against your rival school. That just makes you want to play even harder. It's going to motivate you as a team. You want to play for the guy next to you, no matter who it is. But, you see your starting quarterback go down, you're going to want to play. You're going to want to win the game now. So I think just boosted motivation for this Mandarin defense, try to get stops and get their offense back the ball. Totally drops back and a throw there. Short throw as a flag is down again. Looks like Evans on the catch. Let's see what the flag is.
Hey, let's go team. Tell Zane get out. Let's go team. Let's go team.
And this just goes to show, how much heart the Mandarin has for their star quarterback.
So it looks like a legal man downfield on the Stingrays will push Atlantic Coast back once again. And yeah, of course, and like I was saying, this Mandarin defense is not going to hold up just because they're, it's not going to be easy just because the starting quarterback's out. This Mustang team still has a lot of great players around them, but it's definitely going to affect the offense in a way with, a freshman coming in. But this defense, like I said, they're not going to let up. This Stinger offense has to stay focused and stay within themselves despite the starting quarterback being taken out. And slow to get this play underway. We'll see.
Tell Jordan to run. Tell Jordan to go back and run. Tell him to go back and run.
Some miscommunication here on the Stingrays.
Yeah, another more miscommunication here.
We good there. We good there. We good there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Looks like Jordan Bell will be taking the snap here in the backfield. Zaylin Martin joins them in a bad snap. He's in his own end zone, and that will go as a safety. The Mustangs take advantage of the bad snap and the muff snap, and they will add 2 more points and extend their lead to 14-0 now.
Uh-oh.
And an injury on the field.
Jordan Bell looks down.
And it looks like, yep, Jordan Bell. As the trainers will rush to the field to seek the star offensive player for the Stingrays here.
And, you know, we did talk about, you know, Tramell going out, another star player for Mandarin. Now Jordan Bell. Crucial injuries on both sides here. And so, you know, last week ran for 169 yards and a touchdown. I mean, this guy is the backbone for the Stingrays offense. And, you know, him going down definitely isn't a good look for the Stingrays.
Yes, no doubt about it. You're right. 2 key offensive players going out for both teams. It's definitely not what you want to see in a rivalry game. As Bell gets to his feet here. And he looks to be walking okay, and he will jog to the sideline as the student section gives him a little round of applause here. So hopefully good news for the Stingrays as Bell will be okay. And of course, hopefully Tramell Jones is okay as well. But like I said earlier, you know, if I'm Mandarin and if Jones is somewhat 100%, somewhat not, you know, in a game like this, I'd say, you know, keep him healthy, keep him safe, don't put him back in the game.
Definitely.
Try to see what your freshman quarterback can do, you know, throw him in a situation like this where he has to take over, because next year Jones is gone, and you're going to have someone step up in his position to take over. So I think this could turn out to be a good thing for the Mandarin Mustangs, you know, make the most out of, you know, what they have now with Jones out, and just try to win the game. Because like I said, this receiving core for the Mustangs is still as good as ever. So you can put anybody behind there and probably score a couple touchdowns.
Yes, most definitely. And, you know, with someone with as much skill as Tramell, you want to be really careful in, you know, what situations you put him in, and you really want him to be as healthy as he can and not go in for a game like this where, you know, you're leading and you're already playing dominantly.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So this is going to go back to the Mustangs after the safety and return. Watkins brought down. Great tackle. Corey Matthews, who made the great play last game against Terry Parker, ripped the ball away from quarterback Tony Kennedy to seal the win against the Braves. Matthews, also a baseball player here at Atlantic Coast, makes the great play and great tackle on Josiah Watkins on the return. So Mustang offense back on the field, and Annis is still at the quarterback position. Freshman trying to do his best to keep Mandarin in this game with a comfortable 14-0 lead here in the second quarter. Drops back, Annis throws, wide open Frrench. Oh, and Frrench drops it. Looked to be wide open there, not a lot of coverage around him, and he drops it. A rare miss by Frrench. That'd be a 2nd and 10.
Crucial play there for Mandarin.
Yeah.
You know, that could have been easy yards and just a simple mistake by a star wide receiver. You would think he'd have that and be gone, but, you know, mistakes do happen, and that is a crucial play for the Mustangs.
No doubt about it. 2nd and long. Annis fakes the handoff, throws a slant route, and again a drop in. Is this one intercepted? Matthews. They ruled incomplete. Close play there. Great coverage by the Stingrays there. Murphy in coverage on Ethan Sherman. That was knocked away, so a 3rd and long. Coming up for the Mustangs once again. Another chance for the Stingrays to get a stop.
And this game so far looks like it's been battle of the defenses.
No doubt about it.
Back-to-back scoreless drives.
And dropping back, feels the pressure, steps up, and he's going to run, take it out. Oh, big block, and oh, he's pushed out of bounds. Looks like he got enough. No, he's going to be ruled short of the first down, it looks like. A flag is down on the play. Wild play there. Annis gonna run, and that's going to be a block in the back by the Mustangs there. A huge block there.
And you know, from the freshman quarterback,
as you can see, Jordan Bell there getting taped up. Corsen, that's big news for the Stingrays, as you know, hopefully he can get taped up and back into this game.
and that would be huge for the Stingrays offense. You know, Jordan Bell coming back in there, hopefully getting some yards, maybe some points on the board for the Stingrays. But also the freshman quarterback for the Mustangs. I mean, you saw that escaping coverage and running for, you know, quick, almost first down, but, you know, good vision by him to just, you know, evade that.
No doubt about it. So that block in the back pushes the Mustangs back 5 yards, and interesting call to accept this penalty because it looked like Annis was short of the first down, but the Stingrays accept the penalty. Would have been a fourth down, but they accept it, so it's going to be third down for the Mustangs and still an opportunity to get a first down as a timeout is called here by the Mustangs. And that'll be their second use timeout of the half. They have one remaining. And a big third down coming up here at Corsen for both teams. If Atlantic Coast get a stop, they have a chance to score again. And, of course, Mandarin looking just for some offense with this new freshman quarterback in Annis.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, Mandarin's field position now, if the Stingrays can stop them with the punt, the Stingrays look like they could be in good field position here. And so we'll see what happens coming up.
Yeah, so we'll see what the Mandarin Mustangs can draw up. Third down and 15 coming up for the Mustangs at the 29.
Yeah, let me see what number that is.
Snap. Annis dropping back, throwing long. Brysen Wright in coverage, and Brysen Wright showing him the shoe bottoms. He is gone. Touchdown, Mustangs. And we have a flag down in the backfield. Another flag. Wow. Could possibly be a hold, and most likely will in the backfield. And Mandarin Mustangs, they cannot believe it. What would have been a 71-yard touchdown pass by Annis, the freshman quarterback.
And this is just, again, goes to show how crucial these penalties can be. As you can see, the freshman going out, catches it and takes it to the house, but then a simple call brings it back, and that was a crucial play for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Brysen Wright would have been his fourth touchdown of his varsity career already through 2 games and his second of the night, but really just detrimental flags for this Mandarin team, and still no official call yet. Officials still talking with each other. So We get the official call here, and it will indeed be a hold on the Mustangs. Pushing back 10 yards. And now at 3rd and 25 coming up for the Mustangs. See if they are able to convert here. Annis will just hand it off to Winstead, and Winstead has the crease. Winstead in the clear. Winstead brought down short of the first down, though. He got a great gain all the way up to the 45-yard line, and that'll be about 2 yards short of the first down. And that offense looks like it's going to stay on the field. And a short water break called by the officials, so we'll see what the Mustangs do here on 4th and 2. And Corsen there on that play. It's 3rd and 25. You got to be ready for anything because, you know, a run play like that is supposed to be short yardage, but that busted right at the middle. You cannot have that in the secondary, and especially on a huge gap like that between first down and line of scrimmage. I mean, it's just simple football.
Yeah, and I don't really think the Stingray defense was ready for that, but, I mean, Mandarin really relying with their offense and taking what you think would be short yard gain to almost the first down, and now you're in center of the field being able to go for it on 4th down. So being able to trust your players is very crucial, as was just shown here.
And no doubt about it. It looks like that offense will stay on the field. The Mandarin Mustangs will go for this 4th and short. So can the Stingrays come up with a huge stop? They need this stop. We'll see what the Mustangs draw up here after the short water break timeout. And movement on the line, and did they get him to jump? And Trey Cottle jumped off sides, and that will give the Mustangs a first down. A huge mistake by the Stingrays. And that'll be a free first down. As we look over here, it looks like huge news. Tramell Jones being carted off the field, just out of frame there. So it does not look like he will be returning to this game, as Winstead on a good run there across the 40. But Corsen, that is huge news for this Mandarin team, not just for this game, but for the season, with Jones being carted off.
Yeah, you know, we don't like injuries, and although it could be a big plus for the Stingrays, it's not so good for Mandarin. And, you know, we hope he does recover well. He has a bright future, very skillful kid. But
most definitely. And off here to Winstead. Across the 35, brought down. Good gain to about the 32-yard line. Gain of 8 there. Yeah, like you said, Corsen, Tramell Jones, a great kid. So talented. Hope for him the best. Hope he has a very quick recovery. But until then, Annis will stay in at quarterback for this game, the freshman. In good field position here. Stingrays had a chance to get a stop on that 4th and short, but another flag thrown. It looks like a flag was thrown here. Pushed the Mustangs back 5. Not too sure what the call was there. Looked like a false start penalty, so 2nd and 8. Annis dropping back, throwing, looking for Frrench, and this one is intercepted, taken away. It's Corey. Jabari McMillan on the interception, picking off Frrench. A statement play by the Stingrays. Jabari McMillan coming up with the interception. What a play. Corsen, how big is that for the Stingrays?
Dude, this is a huge play for the Stingrays. I mean, come on, 5-star wide receiver throwing it deep, and you pick him off. I mean, this could really change energy here for the Stingrays. All we need to hope is that they capitalize on offense here. But man, huge play and great performance by the Stingrays defense.
Jabari McMillan coming up with the turnover, the first of the game for the Stingrays. As the offense takes over with Zane Tolley back in at quarterback for the Stingrays to start this drive off inside their own 10. Tolley across the middle, and this one's intercepted right back. The Mustangs pick it off. It's Kamari Spriggs, the interception, and the Mustangs get it right back.
And just as we thought the Stingray defense was going to get a break, they're right back on the field. And
back-to-back turnovers, yeah, back-to-back turnovers.
Ben, what do you think was going on there with that play?
It looked like a wobbly pass. Could have been tipped at the line, but yeah, just not a great throw in traffic there. And a huge giveaway for the Stingrays as they were trying to take advantage of a turnover.
Ended up being a big
play.
play.
The Mustangs take over, yeah, and they're deep into the Stingray territory there. They take over at about the 16-yard line, looks like, of the Stingrays. Annis handoff, Winstead up the middle, pushing the pile.
Winstead on the carry.
Good game by Winstead there. Chopped down at about the 11-yard line.
And with the Stingrays being in pretty bad field position here, the defense would really need to step up, and this is where a statement needs to be made.
Pick up a 4, second down.
Here's a run up the middle again by Winstead, and a little extracurricular there after the play involving Jackson and Lembeck. No flags thrown, though.
Winstead on the carry. Pick up a 6.
That'll be a pickup with 6, and that's a first down, and it's first and goal for the Mustangs, knocking on the doorstep. Try to extend their lead here. And off to Winstead again, up the middle, and brought down for maybe a yard gain. This Atlantic Coast defensive line has faced up to the challenge, and they have been phenomenal all night long. Has carried this defense, of course, in the pick by McMillan. But this defensive line has really showed what they're made of. 4 sacks on the night so far. As it looks like Dante Perry, the running back, in at the quarterback position, and he takes the direct snap, runs up the middle, and he is in for the touchdown. The Mustangs extend their lead. Dante Perry punches it in. And a Stingray is down. Looks like Darnell Malpress is down for the Stingrays here, holding his leg. Hopefully just a cramp there, getting stretched out.
And a really good play here by the Mustangs, just doing something basic, running it right in, and those kind of plays are what puts points on the board. And so it'll be 20-0 the Mustangs, and looks like here.
So Malpress will jog it off. He looks to be okay there. A little bit of a cramp. As the Mustangs will kick the extra point here. Try to make this a 21-0 game. Kick is up, and that one is through. So 21-0 here late in the second quarter. Stingray defense had to come up with a stop after a pick by Zane Tolley. That was following a pick by the Stingrays and Jabari McMillan, but 21-0 Corsen. What are your thoughts as this first half winds down? What can the Stingrays do to gain momentum coming into halftime?
So definitely the Stingray offense has been a little sloppy here, not really much gain, and so definitely seeing them kind of electrify and come out, put some yards, maybe even some points on the board would be great. But overall, I mean, compared for how powerful this Mustangs offense is, the Stingrays defense is holding up pretty well. Obviously just unlucky on that interception, which gave the Mandarin Mustangs really good field position. But overall, I think the Stingrays defense has really stepped up and done really well for themselves.
Most definitely. And like we mentioned, Atlantic Coast last win against Mandarin 3 years ago in 2021. On a game-winning field goal kick. Baylor Hayes, Corsen, if that name rings a bell to you, Baylor Hayes was the quarterback for the Atlantic Coast Stingrays, and interestingly enough, Baylor Hayes, after his junior year here at Atlantic Coast, transferred to Brentwood High School in Tennessee, ended up going 10-0, undefeated regular season at Brentwood in his senior year, and earned him a scholarship to go to East Tennessee State, where he is now.
Yeah.
Wishing all the success for him. He's a star player, led the Atlantic Coast Stingrays to a playoff appearance. Ended up losing to Niceville that year. This one's booted away, running into each other again. That's Ethan Redding coming out on the return, and he is crowded by a horde of Mustangs and brought down near the 19-yard line. So the Stingray offense will take over once again.
But yeah, Baylor Hayes, you know, he brought these Stingrays for a nice win over Mandarin and led them, you know, really high-scoring game there. But, you know, after he transferred, something about him, I mean, he's a killer athlete. He just flipped the switch, transformed, and, you know, brought his team to 10-0. Really good performance there.
So here we go, offense getting set. As we approach the end of this quarter, Redding going deep and almost caught there for Redding.
Redding pass incomplete.
Flag was down anyways there on a false start by the Stingrays. Ethan Redding, though, almost came down with that. Good pass from Tolley there. Just a little too far.
Stingrays were also looking for a pass interference there. Ben, did you see any contact, or what would you say?
There was a little bit of contact. I think, by the way this game has gone, I think it should have been called. You know, this game, you know, high school games usually have a lot of penalties thrown, and you're never going to get, you know, the consistent calls on both sides just because of how many penalties there are. So can't really argue on a play like that where it's choppy.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
It's just subjective. Depends on the kind of officials you have. So
yes,
I don't think there was enough there for a pass interference in terms of this game, just how the flags have been thrown.
And anyway, like you said, penalty on the Stingrays would have brought it back and, you know, overruled each other. So not much would have happened there.
Most definitely. Tolley, empty backfield, looks to throw again. Good coverage there, and that's way out of reach there. Good coverage there from Sharif Jackson. And a 3rd and 15 coming up for the Stingrays.
Third down.
So a 3rd and long here for the Stingrays.
See if they get anything out of this drive as this second quarter winds down. Five receiver look, Tolley, and he is wrapped down. A sack. Cam Mills coming up big. And that'll end the Stingrays drive with the special teams coming out to punt this one away, looks like. As we approach the 2-minute mark.
As you can tell, I mean, the Mustang defense on that really electrifying there. sacked, good coverage from the DBs, and, this will really get them fired up. As a 2-minute warning came down, Mandarin may have some time left to come down, maybe get some more points on the board before halftime.
Yeah, so we'll see what Coach Sep Durham will do here. He's discussing. I would definitely like to see the Stingrays punt here. As I don't see a punter out there yet. We'll see what Stingrays do here. It does not look like they're punting the ball at Corsen.
I mean,
looks like they're going to go for this.
4th and 20 here. I don't really think this is the right play, but we'll see how this turns out for the Stingrays.
Kwame Green direct snap. He's going to get the carry, trying to get the edge, and Mustangs are all over that, and that's going to looks like it was 3rd down because of that penalty earlier. So it was not 4th down. Now the Stingrays will punt this ball away here with under 2 minutes to go. I was going to say, interesting call there from Coach Durham to go for that on a 4th and 20 inside their own territory.
Yeah, exactly. Looked like the play was, the penalty was accepted, brought the Stingrays back, but replayed that 3rd down. And so now it'll be 4th and 17, and London McIver will be back here to punt for the Stingrays.
Yeah, we saw a early muff punt last week that led to good field position for the Terry Parker Braves. They ended up scoring on that drive, and that was deep in his own end zone as well. Same play here. McIver, good snap, holds it. Low punt, taken right by Josiah Watkins on the carry and delivering the hit. Jabari McMillan on all cylinders has just been phenomenal tonight, picking off the Mustangs and laying the lumber there.
And so, Ben, with that previous drive from the Stingrays, I mean, you just look and you see what kind of field position Mandarin has. What do you expect from Mandarin this drive with about a minute left going into halftime?
It'll be interesting to see. Of course, you're deep in the opponent's territory. You don't want to force a turnover, but, you're up big. Try to get in your bag a little bit, see what you can do. Mix it up, be creative. As whistles blow here. And might be a little music issue there from the DJ. So we will stay in play. No flag on the play. Look like a little music issue. So about a minute to go. Annis, low snap, rolls to his left, throws. Brysen Wright in the end zone. Good coverage by Murphy, and that's going to be incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
And as you see by the freshman quarterback, I mean, look at him on the run. He didn't fully commit to the run, but also looked out at his receivers, kind of utilizing his weapons. Although it was just overthrown, really good visual by him, just, escape the pocket and then also look for his receivers downfield.
Looks like there's a flag on the Rays. Roughing the passer.
So flag on the play in the backfield. It's going to go for roughing the passer here, so that'll move the Mustangs up deep into the Stingrays territory. But yeah, like you were saying, Corsen, this freshman quarterback doing a nice job kind of directing the offense, doing the best he can to take over. That was a good throw on the run. Just good coverage there by Craig Murphy.
And just this roughing the passer call puts Mandarin even close after that incomplete pass. So the Stingrays pushed back against their own goal line, and now Mandarin is even closer to score here.
Let's definitely see what they can do here, and can they execute the good field position, take advantage. Low snap again. Annis feels the pressure, and he is wrapped down. Good hit by Malpress. 4 Stingrays in the area. Jackson joins him as well. along with Clark there. Brings Annis down, and this clock is winding down. Mandarin has to go quick. Only one timeout left. 30 seconds to play. Annis looking end zone. Frrench, and he's got the catch. Let's see what the ruling is. A flag was thrown. Looked like he was out of bounds. See what the call is here. And it's going to be pass interference on the Stingrays. I didn't see much there, Corsen. I think, these players have been going at it all game. Why call that one?
Yeah, and if that one was called for pass interference, I mean, how about the pass plays that both teams were looking for pass interference? I mean, as you can see, Frrench was out of bounds, and, although he did catch it, he wouldn't have even been in bounds with that catch. So, I mean, to me, it looks like that pass interference call was a little debatable, but, obviously on the field, the refs had a different idea there.
Yeah, not an ideal call there. But still, 19 seconds left, a chance for the Stingrays to hold on in their own 10-yard line here. First and goal. Annis feels the pressure. And he's going to take off, and he's got the touchdown run. And the Mustangs extend their lead. Knocks Annis his first touchdown of his varsity career. Gets in the end zone. His first touchdown in this AC Mandarin rivalry as well.
And as you can see, Jamie Frrench, he's hyping his man up.
Frrench.
He's loving it for his teammate. I mean, this is a freshman, probably playing in his first high school start game here and in a rivalry game. I mean, how big is it for this guy?
Most definitely. Great awareness there for Annis. Feel the rush and take off. So the Mustangs looking to take a 28-0 lead towards the end of this half. Low kick, and that one is through. So 28-0, the Mustangs lead. This game was in Atlantic Coast's favor. The starting quarterback goes out for Mandarin. You have a freshman come in. Atlantic Coast comes up with a stop. Then they come up with an interception. It's still 14-0. And I think the Tolley interception really turned things around for this Stingray team. After that, it was off and running for this Mustang offense. Two drives, 2 scores to end the half.
I agree with you there. I mean, after that interception, you could definitely see and feel the energy change with the offense and the defense. Kind of chaos started erupting, and Mandarin took control of that. And as you can see, calm and collectly, they went down the field. Started with pretty good field position, but I mean, really trusting their teammates, utilizing the weapons. As you can see, freshman quarterback running it right in there for a touchdown, but also just being aware that, he has his receivers and utilizing that. Just overall, really good drive there from Mandarin.
No doubt about it. You said it best. Annis utilizing his weapons, utilizing what he has coming into. If I'm a freshman quarterback, I'd be happy to coming into this receiving core. Being able to come in with the weapons around me makes it easier on the quarterback, but of course, good plays as well from Annis as this kickoff is going to roll, and Green is going to pick it up near his own goal line and try to return it. Brought down right near the 10-yard line.
And it looks like injured Mandarin Mustang on the field.
Mustang, and he looks to be okay. Brought up there, clutching, and he's going to be carried off by his teammate, Stevens.
I mean, look at
trying to get him off the field, but I don't think that's safe. We'll see what happens here. As
that just shows you
Devon Ray is going to be marched off to the sideline there.
I mean, look at the love for their teammates, trying to get him off.
Man. You got to get him off the field. Do whatever you can.
He is laying down off the field. Looks like a pretty serious injury.
Carry your boy. Yeah, he's now down. Trainer's going to look at him.
But, I mean, Mandarin looks like they're just having fun, but also caring for their teammates. And so, carrying off. That's something you don't really see every game.
Yeah, but I think you're going to see it from this Mandarin team because of how much they won last year, the confidence they have, and what this season can bring them. Of course, we'll, see what happens with the update on the status of Tramell Jones, as Tolley going to throw this right into the hands of Mitchell, running it back, and he is out of bounds, but the clock expires, so that will not do anything for the Mustangs. But Tolley with an ill-advised throw right into the hands of Tamai Mitchell. So ends the half off with an interception, and the Mustangs will get the ball to start the second half as well. And a 28-0 lead. But like I was saying, this Mandarin team has the confidence to win it all this year again. The chemistry's been built up, so this team loves each other. They've been around each other for a while. They know each other's play styles. It's gonna be fun to watch them, throughout the season.
But yeah, I mean, Tamaj Mitchell, when you go back and you look at that interception, I mean, he's got his eyes on the quarterback, being really patient with it, plays a little zone there, sees him throw, starts to approach, catches it, and almost takes it for a pick six. I mean, this is just really good defense by Mitchell there. And, almost, like I said, almost had it. Good way to go into the half. And Mustangs defense, back-to-back drives, interceptions. That's really good, them.
No doubt about it. And, this first half was filled with a lot of good signs from the Atlantic Coast defense, especially. This defensive line has been putting pressure on Jones and Annis. And, of course, like we said, unfortunately, Tramell Jones going out with a left foot injury. It looked like he was carted off the field. Not too sure where he is now, if he was taken somewhere. But the status of him, hopefully we'll get an update soon or after the game. But, yeah, like you said, this Mustang team, they have the confidence to win it all this year. And they're certainly showing that in this first half. But like I said, this is Atlantic Coast defensive line. They've been showing up tonight in big ways. Tackles for loss, sacks. They've been doing a nice job facing up to the challenge. So I think, hopefully we see a little bit more fight from this Atlantic Coast offense, especially, trying to get some points on the board, get the ball moving. But again, ending the half on interception is not ideal as well. Corsen, what kind of adjustments are you trying to see from this Atlantic Coast team?
So definitely, I think the offense can be a lot more electric. You've seen them struggle the past couple drives, not many yards, and really falling when it comes to penalties. And so I think when it comes to the offense, they could just kind of set the tone a little bit more and be, more fired up and see if they can put some points and get some yards on the board here.
Most definitely. And we are back here at the Bay as no more sunlight in sight. Pure darkness here in a blackout for the Stingrays. It is 28-0 though. Atlantic Coast yet to get on the board. Hopefully we can see here some more action. Corsen, we talked about the adjustments before this halftime started. Now coming into this second half, you know, what are some of the things you think the coaches have, you know, said to the team? What do you think, you know, this team, will they have a new mindset coming in the second half down this many points?
I really think they will, you know. They came in this game as underdogs, you know, and they were supposed to get blown out.
Most
but
definitely.
they've been putting up a really good fight, better than what most people expected. And, you know, I believe they definitely touched up on, you know, offense and, you know, wanting to get some explosive plays and, you know, utilize the weapons here. But also on defense, too. I mean, the defense has stepped up tremendously against this, like, star offense from Mandarin. And, you know, I think they definitely just reinforced that there. But I know Step, you know, definitely addressing all the mental errors, you know, some of the flags and stuff. And he definitely, you know, recuperated this team to, you know, finish strong in the second half.
Let's definitely agree with you there on everything. And still no update on Tramell Jones, but it doesn't look like he will return the rest of this game. And, you know, good decision either way, you know, if it's a serious or not so serious injury, to just kind of keep him out of this game. You have a big lead here at halftime. You want to be safe with your star players, but of course, you know, you're still going to play your core guys like Frrench, Wright. Keep your star defensive players in there, just try to get the win. But yeah, you know, you want to keep your quarterback safe and just try to keep him as healthy as possible, and hopefully Tramell Jones will be okay, like we said earlier.
Also, coming in, Knox Annis, the freshman quarterback, playing for the Mustangs now. You know, like you just mentioned, they got weapons, Frrench, Wright. What do you expect from the Mandarin offense, specifically from the freshman quarterback this second half? After already playing and getting, you know, some exposure, how do you expect him to come out of this halftime break and play?
You know, I still expect him to keep this offense going. Like you said, he has Frrench, Wright. You know, guys like Sherman, he's got the weapons he needs to. You know, it almost reminds me of that 49ers offense. You know, you can put anybody back there and you have the weapons surrounding you. And I think the chemistry of this team, the way they play with each other, the way they will play for one another, it doesn't matter who you put back there. It doesn't matter who's that wide receiver. The guys are going to play as hard as they can. They're going to be motivated as ever because it's just the culture that this program has built here at Mandarin. And, you know, not taking away anything that Knox Annis has done in this game, but, like, I mean, the weapons are there. Annis has done a phenomenal job as well. You know, had a keeper touchdown to end the half for the Mustangs. So the guys are playing well on the Mandarin side. Hopefully Atlantic Coast can get something going on the offensive side. Because like you mentioned, Corsen, before the half ended, this defense has really played well. And they've just kind of exposed this Mustang offensive line. They've been getting the quarterbacks almost every play. The pressure's been there. Even an interception on one of the best wide receivers in the nation. So there's been flashes of huge plays by this defense, but the offense just cannot convert off of those big plays and those big stops. So we'll see what happens here in the second half. We get underway, still scoreless. Also, not an update on Jordan Bell, who went out of the game. He was getting taped up on the sidelines. So we'll see if we can update the status on him to see if he will return to the game and return to play. Most likely will. He seemed fine.
And we did say earlier, you know, Jordan Bell being one of the key players, and I do believe one of the key players that can kind of help change the score around and some of the energy so that the Stingers can finish strong. So hope you know, we get eyes on him and that he will be all good to go to, you know, contribute to the Stingray offense.
Most definitely. As we get set this second half, Ian Santos to kick us off. And slipping down and returning. Watkins will take it out, gets an edge, picks up a block. Watkins and wrestled down Tayshawn Brown with the tackle.
Return to number 4, Josiah Watkins.
Watkins gets it out to
Brought down by number 1, Cody Green.
about the 26, 27 yard line. So the Mustangs offense will start out this second half with the ball. Like you said, Knox Annis has done a phenomenal job with this star-studded offense and
Ball will be spotted on the
keeping them
6-yard line.
with a comfortable lead here as he
10 Mustangs.
takes over this drive. As you see Frrench, Wright, and Sherman nearest to your screen. All on the same side. Empty backfield for Annis. Man in motion. They set up the screen play. Foster, great blocks, and Foster makes his way to about the 45-yard line.
And, you know, we've talked heavily on cool, calm, and
Foster.
control.
Yep.
As you see Knox Annis, I mean, hike the ball there, look to his right, trust his running back there, and he threw the ball, and look at that big chunk play there for a great opening by the Mustangs.
Most definitely. And from the 45, Frrench in motion. 3 receivers out to the left. And off again. Foster up the middle. Foster with a crease. Foster down inside to the Stingrays 40. And the Mustangs, 2 quick plays, 2 big yardage gains here, and a Stingrays down. Trey Cottle hobbles off to the sideline there, you see on your screen, and then looks like Sebastian Jones met with trainers there.
And now Stingrays defense has really, you know, stepped up this game, and so 2 losses for the defense. They just can't afford that, you know, to be really detrimental to their defense. And so I hope it's something small and, you know, they can get back pretty quick. But you saw one guy completely down and the other one hobbling off super quick, so doesn't really show a good sign there.
Most definitely. So here we go. Knox Annis. We're about the Stingrays 39. Fake handoff to Foster. Those are right to Frrench, who is wrestled down close to a first down. It's about a gain of 8 there. So Knox Annis starting to feel the pocket a little bit here. Staying calm and composed. Making some good throws. 3 receivers to the right of Annis. Hand off to Foster, and he gets another crease. Seanquez Foster. What a drive for Foster. Gets it all the way to about the 21-yard line, close to the red zone, and now Craig Murphy is enduring pain. Trainers out there again.
So for the first half of football for the Mustang offense, we didn't really get to see too many chunk plays here by the running back, but only a couple plays in, and I mean, you saw him. He is getting chunk play after chunk play, and the Mustangs are really driving down this field.
Yeah, they are getting what they want on this drive. As Craig Murphy trots off the field to the sideline, looks to be okay. So 1st and 10 here from about the 21. Annis low snap, and this was knocked away. Great play. It's going to go for an incomplete there. Tried to set up the screen pass for Frrench. Knocked away at the line by the Stingrays there. And Corsen, that could have been a backwards pass.
That could have been
Possibly a fumble there. It looked like
Yeah.
It looked like Annis was throwing behind his body behind the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, and so obviously the call incomplete, but you know the Stingers are really looking for a fumble off that backwards pass. That could have been a huge change of events if you know it did come off the Stingrays' way.
Good point there. Foster on the carry again. Look at Seanquez Foster banging off defenders. He's a pinball right in the end zone. Touchdown Mustangs. Seanquez Foster extends the lead for the Mustangs. What a drive for the running back Foster. And he just single-handedly marched the Mustangs down the field.
And you know,
and ends up in a touchdown score. There was a flag, though, in the end zone.
But we talk
Probably
about
for the celebration.
we talk about, you know, the young guys and, you know, the new generation coming in here for the Mustangs. And, I mean, this guy's only a sophomore, and he's doing this. I mean, come on. He still has 2 years ahead of him, 2 bright years. But, I mean, this guy, he is a stellar athlete.
He is certainly a stud as a sophomore here. Playing up varsity football, made that drive look easy as the unsportsmanlike flag will push the PAT back. But a 34-0 lead for the Mustangs, and now that prediction starting to come to fruition here now as the Mustangs starting to calm down and get into their usual style of football, explosive offense and high-res football. And we'll just see if the Atlantic Coast Stingrays can get on the board in the second half. Still a lot of football to be played. You don't want to count anything out, obviously, as this extra point is just short from Winstead. So it'll say 34-0. But like I was saying, you know, you don't want to count out anybody. This Stingray team has heart of gold. They never want to be counted out. But it's going to take a lot for this offense to get back in this game and come up with stops.
Yeah, and, you know, we talked about coming out of halftime. We definitely want to see this offense do more and, you know, show what they're fully capable of. And so Mandarin defense has stepped up, but let's see if the Stingrays offense steps higher up. And let's see if they can get down the field, put some yards up, and ultimately change the score of this game, put some points on the board.
No doubt about it. And, you know, honestly, I'm proud of this Stingray section. Not a lot of people have left. It looks more filled than last week's game in the second half against Terry Parker. You know, we love the support here at Atlantic Coast from our students, staying to support their team no matter the score. Want to be able to give your team confidence, and like I said, you know, some of these players are in your classroom. You know them personally. Want to stay out here and support them no matter the score, no matter how they're playing.
And overall, I mean, the stadiums of seats in, you know, the whole stadium, you know, the bay, it's packed. I mean, you got people everywhere. Student section,
No doubt about it.
parents.
As a return here, Zeke Cooper making his way across the 30-yard line near the 35 on the return.
And here comes the Stingray offense. Jordan Bell seems to be back up.
And there's
number
Jordan
6.
Bell.
The superstar
Back
himself.
in the game. The superstar himself, the anchor of this offense. Back in the game. Great news for the Stingrays. See if they can try to put some points on the board here. And Corsen, I want to know, you know, if this game does get even more out of hand with the score-wise, if, let's say, Mandarin scores again and it's 41-0, do you take starters out if you're a Mandarin on both sides of the ball?
I would, yeah. I mean, you have a team with, like you said, full of talent, but you also have a big schedule ahead of you. And, you know, I wouldn't risk it. I mean, we saw it with Tramell and with, you know, starters in college and, the NFL, just small games that get out of hand. Keep playing starters, you know, bad stuff can happen. And so, my opinion, just play it safe, finish the game out. You're leading by a good bit, and, you know, you shouldn't really want to put your players in situations where, you know, injury could happen.
Most definitely. Yeah, I agree with everything you said there. As Bell had a gain of 3 there. Ethan Redding still in at quarterback. High snap, handoff to Jordan Bell. And a couple more yards. And it'll be 3rd and about 6, looks like. 3rd and 7 maybe on no gain. It'll be a gain of 1 for Bell. So interestingly enough, Corsen, this Stingray, you know, despite being down 34-0, the Stingrays have just gone run play after run play. Only a handful of passing plays have been called. What do you think the mindset is? What approach do you think that is coming from these coaches in this team?
Well, obviously last week, I mean, you saw against Terry Parker, Jordan Bell himself, 169 yards against a team with a touchdown. And for the Stingrays, you know, running is what works best. And it seems like they're just sticking to what they do best and not really risking anything risky with a passing play.
Good point.
And so Jordan Bell, being the superstar he is, you know, they keep feeding him the ball.
That's
One of these
point.
times,
high snap, Redding. Try to set the screen pass and lane the lumber
late
on
flag.
the play. That's going to be a flag there. Looked like Drake Stubbs there, the Miami commit, making the play. After the ball was dropped, Zaylin Martin was hit hard. Drake Stubbs makes himself known after that hit. And see what the flag is here. And that might give the Stingrays a first. And it's going to get, it's going to give the Stingrays a first down.
And a lot more.
And a lot more there. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty there. And they're going to be in Mustang territory right at about the 48-yard line of the Mustangs. So a huge penalty there on 3rd down.
Back at that penalty, you know, we saw the Stingrays try to throw the ball there. It didn't really work. I mean, back to what we were saying prior to that, you know, running just seems like it's working the best for them. So I think we're definitely going to see that for almost the remainder of the game here.
Yep. We'll see what happens here. Direct snap in. Jordan Bell tried to break off a tackle there and met hard there. Cam Mills and Kamari Spriggs for no gain. Redding there visibly upset. Went for a loss of 5.
Loss on the play. Second down.
So 2nd and long. Stingrays trying to fight to get on the board here and score. Even a field goal would work to get on the board. 2 in the backfield for Redding. Evans in motion. Direct snap, they flip it to Green. Green trying to get the edge. Good move and cuts inside. Will get maybe a yard or 2 on that carry, and it'll be 3rd and long once again for the Stingrays.
Tackle by number 3, Brody Jones, number 8, is it Rapp?
Looks like a short water break here, an official timeout.
Official timeout, water break.
Here for both sides, try to collect themselves with just under 6 minutes to play. Corsen, it's 3rd and long once again for the Stingrays. You know, not looking to move the ball near the end zone anytime soon with short run plays, just not getting enough yards on some of these plays. You know, you said the run plays is what Stingrays are best at. It's what their offense is built on. But what do you want to see differently from this offense to try to get some points on the board here? Of course, Mandarin has a star-studded defense, but
I feel like, you know, for the offense, I feel like they should trust their guys, you know. They definitely have some skill and talent there. Obviously, 3rd and long. Let's see if you can kind of, you know, let your stars show and see if you can get a good gain here. Because, you know, the run, although it's been effective, you haven't really seen too many chunk run plays by the Stingrays offense here. And so, you know, if you're going for a first down on 3rd and long, you know, I say you know, try to trust your team, air it out, and see if you can pick up a first down here.
most definitely. So Zane Tolley out there for quarterback now. We'll see if they do go with the pass play here. With Tolley at quarterback, trips to his left, and Tolley's pass is deflected at the line there by Sharif Jackson, and that will lead to the punt team coming out for the Stingrays once again, not able to get some points on a drive.
And so, compared to the past couple drives, I mean, the Stingrays just shy of the 50 here. Fairly good field position, but although with the good field position, 4th and 13, I think the right play here is to punt and see if your defense can step up and maybe stop Mandarin.
Yeah, you have to trust in your defense, how well they've been playing tonight despite a 34-0 score. They've been able to at least make things interesting. Of course, this game was 14-0 with about, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes left to play in the second quarter. It was a 2-score game, if not before the safety that happened. It was 12-0 midway through the second quarter. The Stingrays they had momentum, and all of a sudden, McIver drops the punt. He's going to try to run it, and London McIver knocked out of bounds. He drops the punt, so that'll put Mandarin at good field position once again. But like I was saying, it was a 12-0 game midway through the second quarter. Stingrays had a little bit of momentum after the interception. Oh, well, at that point it was 14-0, but still 2-score game no matter what. And all of a sudden, that interception from Tolley, Stingrays couldn't do anything. They couldn't get stops on defense. Offense couldn't move the ball anymore. Everything started to go downhill for this team. But we saw flashes from the defense all throughout the night. And, you know, a team like Mandarin, you know, they're ranked #1 in the city. And they have these star players. They have the commits. They have the Division I commits, as we have a new quarterback, it looks like. DeMarcus Ganaway into the game here. See what he can do for the Mustangs. Handoff Winstead, and Winstead breaking off tackles. Gets a good gain there on first down, but like I was saying, a team like Mandarin, you know, on paper they're supposed to win. On paper, you know, they have the star players and everything. But Atlantic Coast, you know, the rest of their schedule is not teams like Mandarin. You know, they have some teams that they can compete with and beat. You know, they just beat a team last week. They're 1-0. So a game like this could just, you know, it gives your players experience. It gives your players, you know, a chance to try to, you know, be aggressive, try to get some exposure against, you know, players that, you know, if you want to play college football, if you want to go to the next level, you're going to have to play against guys like Jamie Frrench, like Brysen Wright. You know, you're going to have to face against quarterbacks like Tramell Jones, like cornerbacks like Brody Jennings, Michigan commit. So I think this is just great experience for the Stingrays. And also, it's a rivalry game. You have to have them on your schedule. But this is great experience for the Stingray team. And I just think it's a good game no matter what, win or loss by this much or that much. That's just my take, though. I digress.
And I totally agree. I mean, obviously the Stingrays don't really play as hard teams as Mandarin every week.
Knocked away there at the line.
And so, you know, to be exposed to a good team like this, I mean, you can only get better from it. You can only learn. If you can stop, you know, a good team like Mandarin and, you know, your defense can step up, I mean, just imagine how you could apply that to a team that's not as good, you know? And so if you really want to get good, you got to play against good players.
Exactly.
And so the Stingrays are definitely getting some good reps and good practice here against these star players on the Mustangs.
Exactly. Really good points there, Corsen. And we'll see what the Stingrays can do to finish this game off. Annis back in at quarterback. He drops the snap, and Annis is off and running. Annis up the middle. Annis is in the end zone. Touchdown. Mustangs knocks Annis his second rushing touchdown of the game. And that'll give the Mustangs 40 points now. They extend their lead. The freshman quarterback showing off his ability to run. Wow.
I mean, looking at that play, started off with a low snap. Ball was loose, but when you have a quarterback that could process that and think that quick, I mean, look, he picked it up, and, man, he turned on the Jets right down the field up the middle, and he just took matters into his own hands. That's what you want in a quarterback. And it
yes,
looks like
very good signs. Like you
Mandarin
said,
has a great future in that guy right there.
most definitely. And freshman Knox Annis took over the game when it was 14-0. And it's now 41-0 for the Mustangs here. So, like I said, it might be a 40-point game, but you're seeing signs from both teams. Now Mandarin knows they have a future possibly with Knox Annis. They don't have to go and, recruit kids out of middle school, try to get kids, to go up to their school and, look for new underclassmen players. They might have their guy right now just based off this performance. What a great start to his varsity career. Knox Annis coming into the game for a guy like Tramell Jones, like you said, so talented, and he's such an important piece to the Mandarin team. He's done a very nice job so far in his first start, or in his first varsity game.
You can really tell Mandarin, as soon as Tramell got hurt, something like a switch flipped for them, and they've been playing so aggressively and just really been attacking the Stingrays defense, and they've just been getting really good plays, and it shows really good signs for a nice, bright future for the Mustangs.
No doubt about it. And the Mustangs 41-0. Again, last time these two teams met, AC Stingrays were shut out 30-0. Hopefully that's not the case tonight. Back-to-back shutouts here. This one's kicked away. Redding will watch this one go in the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Kickoff roll for a touchback. Ball will be brought out to the 20-yard line.
So like we said, Corsen, would you play your start? Would you keep playing your starters now if you're the Mustangs? You're up 41-0. You're coming to the end of the third quarter.
I mean, safe to say, like you said, 41-0, third quarter. I mean, it really can't get, much better than that offensively and defensively. So if I was the Mustangs, I'm sure during practice, all your backups sitting behind your starters, I would definitely put them in, see if they can get some reps, I think that you take some of the good ones,
exactly,
some of the good players out, let them rest, recuperate for next week, and get some new guys some experience in like a rivalry game and,
exactly,
against
good
team like AC.
It's a great point. Well, what about on the Atlantic Coast side? If this game gets even more out of hand in this fourth quarter, do you keep your starters in if you're Atlantic Coast and risk them getting hurt?
I say you definitely try to cooperate with that, and you really got to see. I mean, look at that, 3 to 4 Mandarin Mustangs tackling a star player. That's a really high risk of injury. I mean, I would definitely just try to play really conservative, try to get the game over with. I mean, 41-0, really would be rare for a comeback here. So
visibly frustrated here is Ethan Redding, but honestly, you can't really be frustrated. I mean, this is a good Mandarin team. Don't hold your head down if you're Atlantic Coast. You have a whole season in front of you. This is only the second game of the season, and you're playing a #1 seed in the city. Don't hold your head down if this is, the result is a blowout loss. You have to keep going. You have to keep your head up, keep playing. You have a lot of games left to improve on. Use this game to improve on things. And like I said earlier, I mentioned, having to play against good players. You're going to have to if you want to go to the next level. Use this as experience. Make the most out of this opportunity to play against a guy like Brody Jennings, a guy like Drake Stubbs.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, it's not every game that you play a team that goes to the state championship,
Exactly.
And so
high snap, Redding.
Oh, wow. And it just looks like
good catch by Redding.
AC's kind of just falling apart right now. It's just some sloppy plays and, a lot of stuff to go over, after this game. But back to what I was saying earlier, if you really want to get good, you got to play against the good players. And it's not every day you get to play against a team with the talent as Mandarin. So definitely take this as a learning experience and try to build off of that. Don't take it as you lost by 40.
Yeah.
But take it as I got to play against some of the best people going to the next level.
Exactly.
How can I apply that to my life and to myself and do better from this and improve myself?
Well, no doubt about it. You said it perfectly, Corsen. Use this game to get better. Use this game to learn. And as you saw, Coach Stepp, there's our band playing. Band has done a great job tonight. Give the band the MVP. Done a very nice job keeping the energy high here at the Bay, despite the scoreboard. As well as our dancers. As we head into here to this fourth quarter. And a 3rd and long coming up here for the Stingrays. Now, one thing I do want to mention is, you know, head coach Step Durham, how, as a coach, do you keep your players in a game like this, keep your head right, and, you know, you don't lose yourself in as a player in terms of, you know, emotionally?
You know, it's definitely hard for this Stingrays team, you know. You're losing 41-0. You came into this game really hyped and amped up to do something, but almost intercepted. But definitely try to remind them that this is a learning experience. And it's not the end of the world, you know. You're getting world-class exposure to some of the greatest athletes in Florida. And so definitely try to take this, and like we said earlier, apply this to practices and try to build off of it. Because, I mean, the defense has stepped up, but now playing against and seeing this Mandarin offense play, maybe you can take something you've learned here and apply it to your offense and end up building your program
Those are great points. They're great points. Every game matters, no matter win or loss. You can use it to build your program to make it even better. As that was a little busted play there. Rush was coming and unable to throw the ball to receiver. Had to just kind of throw it away, as some miscommunication here on the special teams. Needs one more player out there.
And, you know, I know it's really frustrating, you know, for AC, but they always say once you get those negative thoughts in your head and you start getting angry at yourself, you've already lost. And
most definitely.
Mindset is definitely one of the most important things you can have in football
one's returned here
against one of these
Maj
teams.
Mitchell, sorry to cut you off, Corsen. Mitchell, flag is down. Mitchell is going to run this one back to Maj Mitchell. Extending the lead again for this Mustang team, who has just blown it out of the water in this second half, but we'll see what the flag is. Let's see the official call here. Mustangs are signaling it. It's going to be on the Stingrays. Personal foul. Just like hands to the face, and yeah, that'll go against the Mustangs, so offense will take over. So that return will not count as a touchdown. And sorry to cut you off, Corsen, if you wanted to elaborate on more on what you were saying.
Great play by Mandarin there, really seeing the field and, you know, taking it to the house. Like we said earlier, unfortunate that these penalties, you know, really hold back this team. But, you know, Mandarin is just really doing something extraordinary here.
Yeah, very impressive performance here by the Mustangs, as DeMarcus Ganaway now in at the quarterback position. And a late substitution there from the Stingrays. Man in motion, that's Watkins. Ganaway, those are two Watkins on the sideline. Caught. And he is wrestled out of bounds. Looking near the 15-yard line.
Ganaway's pass complete to Josiah Walker.
So it looks like a flag was down. Me and my partner didn't catch that. It's on the Mustangs. I didn't catch what penalty it was, what the call was.
This game, there's been lots of random flags, almost cheeky ones. Half the time you can't even see what they are or when they're thrown.
Yeah.
So really confusing out here during this game.
Ganaway, handoff, Winstead. Short gain. Back to around the original line of scrimmage of where the drive started. So yeah, I think good decision here by the Mustangs, taking out Annis and putting in Ganaway. Just try to save Annis in case Jones is out for a long period of time or a couple weeks. save Annis because he has done a phenomenal job of taking over that job. That's great play by the D-line. Oh my goodness, it's spinning away. Aiden Owens spinning away, still on his feet. Chugging his way for a first down, it looks like. Boy, he was dead in the dark when he got to the corral of linemen, and he just spun away and was able to pick up first down yardage. What a run by Aiden Owens. Now the Stingray is hopping off to the sideline. Looks like that's McMillan, the player who made the interception on Annis earlier in the first half. So the Mustangs now in great field position here. Another chance to score again.
And how about that? Just intensity and the drive there on that run.
Great run.
You know, he could have been down right there and just given up, but he came back around and got a lot of yards for the Mustangs there, and that was just a brilliant play there.
Great run there by Owens, and it looks like we have a timeout by the Stingrays, our first of the half. 7:17 left here in the fourth. Still 41-0. And if you're still watching this, we thank you for sticking around for this game, watching this Atlantic Coast team. As you see, Coach Step Durham just trying to keep his team into this game. And, of course, you know, frustration is going to spark no matter what, regardless if you're losing by this much. But, again, Coach Stephanie Durham trying to keep his team into it. And Coach Durham, he's so good at, you know, mentoring players, developing them. As you can see, coming down Corey Matthews there on this during this timeout. He's so good at mentoring, developing his players, making sure, you know, they understand the game on the mental side, because mental part of sports is just as important as the physical side. So Coach Durham always makes sure he has his players mentally stable. And we'll see if the Stingers try to finish this game on a high note heading into next week against Fletcher.
Yeah, and to kind of add on to what you said, I think attitude kind of comes at the top of all those things. If you have a great attitude, I mean, even losing this, you know, detrimentally to, you know, the Mustangs,
yeah,
could really help you in the long run.
Look at this run. Look at Owens go. Aiden Owens, a touchdown run. The Mustangs extend the lead once again. Aiden Owens refuses to go down. And the Mustangs showing why they are the #1 seed, because no matter who they put in, the backups or whatnot, they're going to score. 47-0 here at the Bay. PAT for Winstead here.
It's blocked.
Blocked PAT, looks like. So it'll stay 47-0, and the Stingrays still not on the board. And his clock is going to wind down here because it's such big of a lead. You know, they want the time to tick down. We'll see what happens. And you know, if you're still with us here, Kamari Tomaseu on the scoreboard helping us out. I want to give a shout out to him, and then of course, Mr. Kushner here, up in the booth with the camera work. Always doing a great job up in the booth helping out. Done such a great job here. Our second ever football broadcast. Thank you everyone that tuned in, and if you're still watching, we thank you as well. Of course, we know it's late. It's 47-0. Might not look appetizing to click on this live stream, but of course, you know, we appreciate everybody that's tuned in and listened to me and Corsen here on the call. And, you know, honestly, I have a privilege. I'm grateful that I get to call, you know, a team like Mandarin that hopefully goes far. All these star players. I think it's a privilege to get up here and be in the booth and be able to hopefully call some potential players that will be playing on Sundays. And, of course, privilege to call my school of Atlantic Coast. We love our players. We love our school. So much pride in what it means to be a Stingray. And you love to see that this Stingray team, as this one gets booted away, and Zeke Cooper will return this one, and Cooper out to about the, ripped helmet off here, and some tempers flaring as Cooper got about to the 20-yard line here, 25-yard line maybe. And like I was saying, this team, this Atlantic Coast team, has not showed any signs of giving up, as face mask called on the Mustangs. No signs of giving up from the Stingray team, which we appreciate. You know, as a community, as the Atlantic Coast community, you know, playing for your school, playing for your friends, your family. You don't want to just give up no matter the score. Got to play it to the end. So hopefully Stingrays can get a score on this drive as we reach the 3:40 mark of this fourth quarter. Ethan Redding still in the game for the Stingrays. Triangle formation. And off of Maya. And he's wrapped down behind the line of scrimmage there. Injured Mustang, it looks like. Jace Ferry.
And, you know, we were talking about this earlier, you know, end of the game's coming around. You don't really want to sacrifice any players out here. You don't want to risk any, you know, almost useless injuries, especially with the strength of schedule and, you know, how far the Mustangs can go this season. So hopefully, you know, he's okay and that it's not anything too serious to worry about.
Yeah, hopefully not too serious from the injury on Jace Ferry. And it looks like Ferry gets up and he will be okay and we'll head to the sideline. Stingers will stick with the ball here. 3 minutes left in this fourth quarter. And in regulation, if you will. Triangle formation once again for the Stingrays. Hand off Jordan Bell. Getting the edge. Bell breaking off tackles again and just still not able to get to that line of scrimmage. And no gain there. Now, Corsen, I want to know what kind of adjustments you think after this game can the Stingrays make coming in the next game against Fletcher?
Definitely some organization, you know. The Stingrays definitely have a really good offense. They just seems like they can't get around, you know, to utilize it. And whether it's a low snap or penalties or even, you know, miscommunication on the sideline, if they can start to, you know, take that, work on that during practice, get that down, really master it, I think they could definitely have a pretty explosive offense that, you know, will start putting points on the board and, you know, do really good, have a good future.
Most definitely. They have a long season to go. Got Fletcher next week. Hawaiian theme, Corsen. Are you going to be dressing up for that? Do we maybe pull out the Hawaiian shirts?
I think we might have to, you know, wear a lei or, you know, pull a Hawaiian shirt.
Look at Redding throwing this ball in. Oh, had Evans in the area. Over his head, though. Yeah, I don't know. Hawaiian. It sounds like it's an appetizing theme, right? I mean,
it's a really fun
the tropical shirts looking nice.
Yeah, especially with the warm weather here in Florida. Really humid, so
it's very warm.
I think it definitely would tie together, you know, with the Florida theme to it. So,
yeah, you know that is my birthday. next Friday. On that
It
game.
is. So I want to give a little shout out to Ben. Make sure y'all tune in. It will be his birthday. I mean,
appreciate that.
If that's not dedication, I don't know what is. You know, he is broadcasting on his birthday.
I appreciate that.
And so make sure tomorrow against Fletcher at the Bay, Atlantic Coast will host the Senators. Tune in. Ben Ward. Big day for him. 18, huh?
Big day. Big 18.
Big 18.
That's a big number.
This man can vote. How about that? So definitely tune into that.
45
next week.
seconds, and the punt away for Santos. Fielded by Watkins. And Watkins going to stall here, trying to pick up blockers. He does. And tackled out of bounds. With this clock going to run here, it looks like that could possibly be the final play of the game. And, you know, an effort by Atlantic Coast that we can't take away from. They fought their hardest. It was a close game throughout this first half. And, you know, after that pick by Tolley, I think things just kind of started to go on a downhill slope. But that will do it for us here at the Bay. Not the result we wanted, of course, here in this battle for the Principals Cup. But nonetheless, some good football being played by the Mandarin Mustangs. We saw some great plays. As, like we just mentioned, next Friday night here at the Bay again, we will host Fletcher, as the Stingrays will improve to 1-1, and the Mandarin Mustangs improve to 2-0 on the year. And
so definitely next week, as Ben said, the Stingrays host the Senators here at home. We definitely expect the Stingrays to work on, you know, during practice all week, work on what they learned today, come out, last home game for a while, and so hopefully the Stingrays can end with a bang after playing such a very talented and, you know, unique team as Mandarin is.
Yeah, and, you know, honestly, this is great sportsmanship here. These two teams are rivals. They, quote unquote, the school on Greenland Road. You know, we can't speak too much of Mandarin, but, you know, these two teams, they love each other. Much respect between these two coaches.
Like we said earlier, I mean,
and
Coach
much respect. Yeah, much respect
former
with
Stingray.
Montsemere, former Stingray and Montsemere. You know, just respect to these players, and it's great sportsmanship shown from these kids. You know, great class, being able to respect each other, and no real extracurricular happened this game. So much respect to both teams for keeping it within conduct, keeping it within class. As the Mustangs, you know, they have a great shot at making some noise in the city once again. And the Stingrays, like we said, long season ahead of them. They still have a lot of time to improve on things.
And we definitely want to reiterate, it is not over for the Stingrays.
It is definitely not over. Only week two.
And they played such a talented team as Mandarin. It is not over, and they definitely have a long and eventful season ahead of them. So do not count the Stingrays out. Even though they do take a loss to this game, they have a bright future ahead of them.
No doubt about it. As you see the orange flag being waved. There for the Mustangs, they will take home the Principals Cup once again, the third year in a row. With a score of 47-0, that's their second straight 40-point win on the year as they take on Sandalwood next week. And, of course, the status of Tramell Jones will be the talk of the program and the talk of the team. We'll see what happens with him. And like we mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you. Appreciate you guys tuning in to this Morning Rays live broadcast, football edition, Friday Night Lights edition. Ben Ward here on the call, joined by Corsen Edwards, Kamari Tomaseu, Chad Kushner behind the camera. We appreciate you guys tuning in, like I said, and we'll see you guys next week for Fletcher here at the Bay once again. Stingrays improved to 1-1. Mandarin Mustangs improved to 2-0. Hopefully, you know, like you mentioned, Corsen, we can see some improvement from the guys on the communication side. Defensive line played amazing, but you know, it's a Mandarin team that's number 1 in the city. They're ranked number 1. So can't hold your head down on this loss. And, you know, any final remarks if you want to go ahead?
I just think the Stingrays, they definitely played better than, you know, projected. I feel like they definitely, you know, proved a lot of the analysts wrong. And, you know, the defense definitely stepped up. Obviously,
Yes.
the offense struggled a little bit with gaining yards, but definitely some stuff that they could go over during practice. And next week, come back against Fletcher, another home game, 3rd home game in a row. And they could definitely bounce back and hopefully improve to 2-1 off that game.
No doubt about it. And, you know, hopefully you guys are watching college football tomorrow. We got a full slate of college football tomorrow. Hopefully we enjoy that. We'll be
Big
back
games.
next week against the Fletcher Senators.